We're about to go racing there.
Oh, Cam's not got a body.
It's the Hungarian Grand Prix. Lights on, lights off. We're racing. What a start it is from Glock once again. He takes the lead. He's clear of Jack Hickman. They come down to turn one and down the man getting right involved. Matt Tibbles needs to try and gain at least one place if he can. The two Ferraris trying to make progress up through the rear of the field, but Glock does lead. It's down the man fighting Jack Hickey side by side. The Alfa Romeos are third and fourth, trying to make sure they don't make contact with one another. It's down the man goes off the circuit with Jack Hickey. Dan and Jack massively losing out there, and looks like I think Jack Hickey's pads disconnected or something. I think his wheels just completely...
Oh my god. Oh, cars everywhere.
And there's an Alpine dead in the background. What's going on? We've got Glock leading this race from Matt Tibbles, who got clear. It's
a Ferrari span. More people are spinning.
A lot of cars losing the back end. We've got a virtual safety car.
Cool,
This is
right
so
around me.
difficult to stay on the circuit. Everyone's spinning. And
Jake, pass me, please.
Jovial Manatee. Virtually they've got to P4. What a start that is from Roy. Driving into the pits. But then the VSC was announced as ending. And unfortunately for those three, they managed to get back onto the circuit. But we can see Glock leading the field from Tibbles and CJH, the Alfa Romeos. Phil with a great view of Alistair and Roy. Of course, Phil winning last time out. Almost banging wheels. Alistair and Roy racing fantastically together, side by side. Alistair's going to have the edge into the inside of turn 3. They bang wheels this time, and if Phil can get through, he might be careful. Stay off the curbs, my friend, at the moment. But Jack Pearson is a wise man, a TGP2 champion himself. Will want to try and defend, and there goes Jack Pearson into the wall. I've cursed him again.
Come on, safety car.
No point at all on the safety car is deployed.
That's good.
It's stayed out. Jack Hickey will also come into the pits and take full advantage of this. You can see Glock and Matt Tibbles are going through, so they're going to hold P1 and P2. Aiden is out, and he's going to be ahead of Phil Bardwell. Mr. Chivalli also into the pit lane. Phil Bardwell does at least come out behind Aiden and ahead of Luca, but where are these drivers going to come out in comparison? So coming out of the pit lane at the moment, you can see Manatee is just going to get, I think, Jonas and Mr. Chiapelli. Glock's leaving it very late, and Matt Tibbles, if he's wise here, look at that, already Glock pouncing. Caught Matt Tibbles out by surprise, and CJH and New Zealand Cam are going to go attacking on their teammates. The two Alfa Romeos need to be very careful here. They can't afford to battle each other too much, because that will allow Glock to pull clear. Glock is still only 3/10 clear of these two Alfa Romeos. The Ferrari right behind as well. Cam looking racy. Aidan Griffin's keeping an eye on him on the soft tyres, but needs to be careful. Aidan, of course, with the most points on his driver's license out of anyone, can't afford to be almost going off circuit there and doing what we all expect from him. Let's go back up the field then. We've got Aiden still fighting Cam for P4 and P5, and he's got his teammate Alistair behind him, who I'm sure will not race him too hard. Matt Tibbles also closing in.
Jesus, fucking hell!
The track, and Aiden is through on Cam. Beautiful move into P4 on the Rebel driver. It's now
just did what he did in Silverstone.
Fuck me. The three ahead. Glock, Tibbles, and behind. Aiden now within a second of CJH. He'll start to gain. No, Matt Tibbles! He's round. He's in the wall. I saw it coming. And the Alfa Romeo driver. As I could be 4th or 5th. He couldn't even sneak a podium. CJH is not going to pit this time round, even though he would come out in clean air. He's going to choose to stay out a bit longer for some reason. So Aiden is going to have to pass him. I don't know why CJH didn't just dive into the pits and serve that penalty. He's going to lose time fighting Aiden. Aiden up the outside. CJH will surely break a bit later. He doesn't need to be involved in this fight. He needs to just come in and serve his drive-through, surely. Aiden Griffin, CJH side by side. Second and third. Yeah, it's a classic Cody's get to that. CJH thought about going back up the inside, but Aiden Griffin's now into P2 and can start chasing down Glock ahead of him. Alan to get through. Glock comes across the line to win in TGP1 yet again. Win number 4 for the Haas driver Aiden. What a result. P2 for him with Alistair third. Mr. Chiapelli, P4. What a result. So as exciting as the tennis news. Well, Belgian Grand Prix, 10th round of the season. I can say what I want, mate. 5 lights on. Belgian Grand Prix is on the way. Amazon, not the best time, gotta be honest. We're underway here, and it's Glock defending from down the man, and Matt Tibble's down the man up the inside, needs to be careful. He goes for it, and just about manages to keep out of trouble. It's Glock who still leads them on the run down to Rouge and ready on. It's Glock from Matt. You can see cars going side by side. Jack Hickman's going to go with wheel to wheel. Down the man is the upper Rouge. Needs to be careful there. The Ferrari getting involved too, going a bit wide. Completely lost it. As here comes Matt Tibbles on Glock. Can he get him through before any possible safety car, virtual safety car? Because Jake Davis is up and Matt Tibbles up the inside and can't quite get through on Glock. Course round, and you can see that Glock was just about able to hold on to that P1 ahead of Tibbles. That was crucial for the Haas driver. Dan the man is still lagging a lot. I hope that can sort itself out soon, otherwise he might be finding himself back in the barriers. But JD in court, 16th to 17th. Are now out of this race. Side by side, Manatee and CJH going wheel to wheel. CJH almost, in fact, does go onto the grass there. Joe Manatee still there, and so is the second Aston Martin of Kong. 3 cars into one will not go. And Matt Tibbles going for the lead of the race on the inside of Glock. He's going to take it. They're side by side, and Amazon again telling us the tyre strategy. We don't need to see it a second time, Amazon. And Matt Tibbles and Glock giving us a fantastic battle. I hope we don't get a safety car here because this is brilliant racing. Virtual safety car deployed. Would also pit because sure you're not going to gain 30 seconds from staying out on medium tyres. So Matt Tibbos came into the pits.
Oh, it's a full safety car. I'm sure it said BSC.
No, it'll grade it's a full safety car. Fuck. And that's a 5-second time penalty for CJH, who will have to serve it in the pit stop.
How's Phil got back out?
Can you do 9 laps on soft?
Yes. How late will CJH make them wait? He gets racing again, and Matt Tibbles needs to be careful not to tag the back of him. You can see Matt Tibbles already going through. But no, CJH has lifted off too early, I think. Well too early, and now almost allowed Jack Hickman inside. That's going to allow Glock to go up on Matt Tibbles, because CJH went and then just stopped, and that's only fucked over his teammate. I'm not quite sure why he did that. He's just given Glock a beautiful chance to take the win here, but maybe that was to give Matt Tibbles a toe up by Rouge and Radion, maybe. Let's go on board, and Matt Tibbles needs to get back through, and Glock needs to win this race. CJH did not help his team out there, but CJH is now going to give a toe to Glock as well. So I don't know if CJH is actually working for Haas here, but Matt Tibbles to the left of Glock. CJH trying to get involved. Matt Tibbles, these 3 are so close. 3 wide here. Dan, it's going to be, who is it that comes out top? It's going to be the Haas driver, is it? Oh, the spinner. It's CJH. He spun himself round. I'm not sure why he didn't just pit and serve that 5-second time penalty. Glock leads thanks to CJH. Matt Tibbles second. We've got Jack Hickey into third with Jack Pearson in the dizzy heights of P5. Phil Bardwell trying to get through. Jack Ball clocks off. Clocks off. He clocks off. He's spun round. He's done a Johners. I don't believe it. And then there goes CJH back through, and I don't think Glock can believe it. He just lost it from the lead, and but Jack Hickey leads the race. How did he get ahead of Matt Tibbles? Did Matt Tibbles make contact with Glock, I wonder? Alistair, what happened?
I think he just lost on it by himself.
Jack Pearson is P4 in this race.
Jesus Christ, the anti-steer, holy fuck.
I don't know what's going on further back, but let's go back up to Aiden and Jack, who are fighting for 4th or 5th. These two, of course, were teammates in the past. They got on very well as teammates. They were best of friends on and off the circuit. They're going 4th and 5th. As Phil Bodwell tries to get involved. Aiden round the outside. Already made 1 amazing comeback tonight. Make that 2. He's into the top 4 once again. It's Red Bulls 3 and 4. Red Bulls looking again to take another fantastic point haul for their team. Coming straight back in. Jovial Manatee takes the fastest lap of the race. What is this? TGP GT? Just a crossover episode? Jordan and Luca side by side. Luca gives him room. He's wise to that. He's a TGP2 champion himself. Jordan never quite able to do it in the second tier. You can see Drake Davis coming back into this race. Can Jordan get through on Mr. Chiapelli? Mr. Chiapelli defending, whilst also at the same time trying to catch the car in front of him. The 2 Red Bulls are going side by side for 3rd and 4th. We've got battles throughout the circuit. Aiden goes through. Alistair doesn't work him too hard as Jack Pearson now behind both of them in P5. Phil Bodwell will want to clear him as quickly as he can. Mr. Chiapelli. So Tibbles cleared Jack Hickey pretty quickly. What can Aiden Griffins do? The gap is just a 10. Further back, Jordan is just 2 tenths. Is that Owen wanking again? Further back, we've got Joe Manatee just 4 tenths adrift of his teammate Jordan. Will those two work together to try and move themselves up through the field? Look how close Aiden is to Jack Hickey. He knows he can win this race. He's on a very good strategy. Up the inside of Jack Hickey. Sure, Jack won't find him too hard here. He knows Aiden's probably going to get him inevitably up the inside, and Aiden does take the position. He's into P2. Will Jack Hickey go back steaming down the inside? I think he's going to. Thinks better of it. Holds me some tyre life in his car.
Raining 10 to 15 minutes.
So Glock is on for 4 points at the moment. Matt Tibbles needs the 25. If he's to hold on, and Jack Pearson, I don't believe it. A drive-through from P6. What's he doing? Aidan Griffin's going for the lead of the race on Matt Tibbles. He might be better just to wait for this. He doesn't have to do it now. There's better chances to come. He's still got, of course, the DRS. He wants to have that. Up Rouge and Radion. We've got Jack Pearson serving that drive-through. Aidan Griffins will surely wait till after turn 1 to make that move. Doesn't need to rush this. Jack Hickman will also gain DRS. We could see 3 cars going side by side. Jack Pearson, another point gain for Glock, with these drivers just one by one getting themselves penalties. I won't be surprised if John has actually moves over to let his teammate through. Aiden all over the back of Matt Tibbles. This is very ripening on Fizzy. Belgium 2009. These two have gone wheel to wheel before. We saw Aiden get the better in Bahrain a couple of seasons ago. It looks like Aiden is through into the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix from the very back of the grid. We see Aiden lift off to give Matt the DRS. Aiden doesn't necessarily need to race Matt. Matt will be inside into turn 1. Needs to be careful, these two. They've collided in the past. Matt Tibbles goes ahead, but I'm sure will lift off to try and give Aiden the DRS. They've got to be very careful that they don't give Jack Hickman a glorious chance to snatch this win, because of course if they both hold each other up, well then anyone can win it. Alistair still in contention. Phil Bardwell a bit too far back to gain advantage of Matt Tibbles' time penalty. Aiden back through with DRS now as Jack Hickman also going to make this 3 wide on the last lap. This is brilliant racing. Can Jack Hickey go for the lead up this side of Aiden? They almost make contact. Jack Hickey just about getting on the brakes in time. These two, of course, teammates last season, and there's less than a second between the top 4 in this race as Manatee goes up the inside of Jordan to take back P6 from his teammate. This is some brilliant racing. A second between the top 4 here in TGP1. You love to see it on the final lap. Who's going to take that first win of the season? Will it be Alistair, Jack, or Raiden? Or will all 3 of them bowl it and hand victory to Matt Tibbles, who has a time penalty? Wouldn't it be a story if Phil Bardwell somehow won this race? He's 5th, probably too far back. Mr. Chief Ali is now down in 10th, not what he needed. Glock will move up a position on his teammate when John serves that time penalty. But still, with 1 sector to go, it's so hard to call this race. Aiden looking for win number 5 in TGP1. Jack Hickman looking for win number 3 only, and Alistair looking for his first ever league win. Alistair trying to get through on Matt Tibbles, but we need to stick with the top 2. It's Aiden versus Jack for the race win here. It's going to go down to the final chicane, and they've got to be very careful, or Alistair may snatch the win from the pair of them. Round the outside goes Jack Hickman in the Aston Martin. Aiden tries to brake later, keep the line. Jack Hickman will be wise, so try and get a better exit, but it's going to be Aiden surely to the line. He's going to have to drag the performance. Aiden wins here in Belgium. He takes win number 5 on TGP1. It's Jack Hickman.
Get it! Yes!
Keeps reminding me. Keeps reminding me. Keeps reminding me.